Good evening and welcome to the OARS D-star net. This net meets regularly on Monday night at 8 p.m. on the OARS 444.150 D-star repeater. My name is Wes and my call sign is AE0OC. Well, this is not an emergency net. If anyone at any time has emergency traffic, please call break. Does anyone have emergency traffic? Please call now. Hearing none, I will move on to announcements. I will be using NetLogger for check-ins on this net, and anyone who wishes can check in early by monitoring the OARS net there. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting is at 7 p.m., but everyone is welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation. Individuals pay for their own meal, but you do not have to eat to attend. You also do not have to be a ham to attend. Everyone is welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. The next meeting at the Happy House will be May 13th. Saturday breakfast with the OARS Club for the month of April will be 7:30 a.m. at Family Restaurant in Mount Vernon. More to follow. The OARS Club now has 3 regular nets. The D-star net, Monday at 8 p.m. on 444.150. The 2-meter net, Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 146.970. And the Simplex net on the first Saturday of the month at 7 p.m. on 146.460. Saturday, April 22nd, will be the first meetup of the OARS POTA group. We will be meeting at the Stockton State Park North Shelter at 9 a.m. Those bringing radios need to arrive early enough to be ready to operate at 9. Some of us will be camping that weekend in the East Campground. If you would like to camp that weekend, you should reserve a spot ahead of time before all the good ones are gone. And also the Christian Fellowship Net would like to invite everyone to join them on the SMARC 146.910 repeater every Saturday at 9 a.m. This is a non-denominational open net, and everyone is welcome to participate. This net is now being streamed on the 5-9 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to see how you sound on D-star or miss part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Are there any announcements of interest to amateur radio? Please call now. All right, not hearing anybody, so we've got a few NetLogger check-ins lined up. Let's start out at the top of that list with KF0LZX. Greg, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good, Wes. Beautiful evening. I'm sitting out here in the backyard, ready for the net and listen to everybody. It was good to get to meet a few people Saturday at the meeting, but hopefully get to spend a little more time and meet a few more people. But other than that, just a pretty much a normal work day for me. Ran down to Rogers and Bentonville and Springdale and back to the house and been doing a little studying to hopefully take my general test here pretty soon. Get that out of the way.
So. All right. Yeah, that general license will open up a whole lot of different things to you. A whole lot of new things you'll be able to do. And really, it is the biggest upgrade by far. More so than the extra is from the general. So I think you'll enjoy that. Do you have an HF radio yet?
No, sir, not yet. I've actually been looking online this evening. I'd like to talk to a few people before I actually buy anything, but leaning towards maybe an ICOM 7300, but don't know for sure. Like I said, I'd like to talk to a few people first.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that like those radios. I came very close to buying one myself. I ended up opting to spend just a little bit more, and I got the FTD X10. which I think now the price range is about the same on both of them. But I like my radio real well, but I ran Sean's at photo activation, the 7300 at the photo activation here recently, and it was a fine radio. It worked just great.
Yeah, yours was actually the other one I was looking at, but right now, Gigapart ham radio outlet, about everybody is running the 7300 for about $400 off. There's a $300 instant rebate and $100 mail-in rebate, so it comes in around $9.95, I think.
Oh, wow. That's kind of hard to beat that deal, so that sounds spectacular. I would probably jump on that with both feet. That's not a deal that you're going to find every day, I don't think, unless they are getting ready to come out with a new model or something, but I doubt that. It's such a popular model, I imagine they'll keep on making it. But, all right, Greg, it was good seeing you there at the meeting Saturday, and I appreciate you checking in tonight. And I think I'm going to say 73 and let you go and move on down to the next on our list is KE0MAD. Sean, how are you doing tonight?
Hell, if I turn the antenna to the right, or the mic to the right port, that's doing pretty good, Wes. Not a whole lot going on. Sorry I missed you guys at the meeting. I had my driver's banquet, so I had to take care of that, and thanks you guys for all the hard work they do. And Greg, something to keep in mind when you go to look for a radio to buy, stay away from HRO. HRO will charge you tax on the pre-sale amount. So whatever it says that radio sells for before all of the deals is what you're going to pay tax for. So you may want to look at Gigaparts. I think Gigaparts, remember what Bob said, they weren't charging any tax at Gigaparts. You might be able to save a little more money there. But anyway, just trying to help you out. But yeah, you can, at the POTA deal we're going to have next, or weekend after next, you'll be able to, or yeah, I guess it would be next weekend. You'll be able to try out all kinds of different radios. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you, Wes, for doing the net. This is K0MAD back to net control.
All right, Sean. Yeah, we missed you at the meeting, but we completely understand. When you got to work, you got to work. So, but looking forward to hanging out with you at the POTA thing, and it will be not this coming weekend, but the weekend following, the 22nd. So, but anyway, it's going to be a good time, and we'll feed you while you're out there too. So, yeah, Greg, if you get a chance to come out to that, we'd sure appreciate having you there. Sean, thanks for checking in tonight, 73. And Harold, you're next up on the list, K0SQS. How have you been?
Yeah, just fine, Wes. Enjoyed the afternoon, came home, hopped on my rider, fired it up after cranking on it for a little while. It finally did fire up, and I spent the rest of the afternoon mowing my yard. It was about to get out of hand. This was the first time I'd mowed, and there were people in Monette I know that had mowed 3 times already, and down at the shop we'd already mowed it twice, so I was a little bit behind, but it looks good now. At the meeting last Saturday night, I think you said, you were looking for a head count. The 22nd, we're having a high school reunion for everybody that turns 80 this year, and that catches the class of 1961 from Monette. So, gonna be going and seeing how many of the classmates are still upright. Anyway, back to you, Wes. Take care. Thanks for running the net. K0SQS.
All right, Harold. So, we'd love to have you there on the 22nd, but I'd say that's probably a pretty important thing to be doing too. So very much appreciate you checking in, and it was good seeing you at the meeting Saturday. So 73 to you, and this next one on the list, I don't know. Maybe they're traveling through the area and are able to get in, but it may be one of those net logger things. But W9TLW, it looks like Tracy. If you're able to get in, if you're listening, it's your turn. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that probably wasn't a real check-in, but in any case, it would have been neat if they were. And that puts us down at the bottom of the net logger check-ins. So I'm ready for some over-the-air check-ins for the D-star net.
Hotel Oscar Delta, KF0HOD. Bob and Aurora finally has something set up with some power, over.
All right, I got KF0HOD. Bob, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Wes. Thank you for asking. Thanks for running the D-star net. And things are kind of set up sloppy and temporary right now, but they are set up. And the FM antenna is out on a tripod in the middle of the yard. Need to get some U-bolts, had the wrong size, and just little things that I have to do to clean things up and then dress the wires out. But the next thing will be trying to stretch out some wire for HF. So things are moving along well, and I appreciate everybody's help getting me here and getting set up. And I did not realize last week was the meeting. That's at the first day of the month coming on Saturday that messed me up, I think. So anyway, I'll be glad to hit the next meeting. I'm going to be out of the area for the Poto Fest, but look forward to the next meeting. That's USAE0OC from KF0HOD.
All right, Bob. Yeah, we did miss you at the meeting, that's for sure. I'm glad you made it onto the net tonight. And I was just sitting here watching the little thing scroll across the bottom of my screen on the radio there. And you're going to have to change that from Boaz to Aurora now that you're moved in and all.
Yeah, sure enough will. I was just happy that the power supply and everything that I reconnected allowed me to put voice and electrons through wires, and I heard voices coming back. So it's a pretty good day. And I've got the HF set up with just a little short Invis dipole, and I'm going to do a little checking to see what kind of noise I can listen to here. I didn't catch that. I think it was Greg earlier mentioned getting a radio, and I certainly do support the 7300. It's done me a really fine job, and it just seems that it's this one or the other one. Just about everybody coming in as a general or a new ham, that's what they go with the 7300. It's a simple machine, and no frills when you can consider an extra couple $1,000 to upgrade over.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the 7300, and other than a few little quirks about the layout of the buttons, I have no issues at all with the DX10. They're both fine radios, but at that kind of price difference, I would say jump on that 7300 is not worth the difference in price, in my opinion.
Roger that. Well, I'll 73 here and listen out the rest of the net. I appreciate you doing it, Wes, and I'll try to remember to check in with you guys on the 9/7 net tomorrow. KF0HOD, back to you.
All right, Bob. Thanks for checking in tonight. Appreciate you being there. And we're at the bottom of the list. Do I have any more check-ins for the OARS D-star net?
You'll have a 0, Romeo Mike.
KA0RM. Bob, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Wes. I must have doubled with Bob there earlier there. You didn't hear me. Doing good. Yeah, that 7300, one thing you need to do, I think, if I remember right, DX Engineering told me that April 30th was the deadline on the factory rebate there, so they'll go back up to, 1300 or something like that there at the end of this month, so when you get on that. Doing good. Beautiful day. Like Carol said, I mowed my north lot today there again, and the back behind the shop. Got it mowed. Mowed part of the front yard. That's the second time I mowed it. And behind the house needs mowed again. Got to go to Iowa tomorrow, so I'll get back. So let's see here, 8, 9, 10, 12, yeah. I should be somewhere around the Missouri line, the Iowa line this time tomorrow night. So I figure about midnight getting back. So anyway, like I said, it was a beautiful day, so catch you later. KA0RM Aurora.
All right, Bob. Well, you have a safe journey tomorrow. And I think you got all the hats at least passed out to somebody to go to the right direction. Is that correct?
Marvin's got Bob's, not Bob, Jimmy's up there, JB's, and I've got Dave's over in Rogers, but I got his, and I got Sean, another one, bigger one coming, so yeah, that should be right on.
Yeah, I will say the hats were a little bit on the small side, I thought. It did fit, but it just barely fit my fat head. But it did go over it at least. And I know that Dave is going to be up at the state park for our photo thing, so that might be a good time to get that to him.
I planned on going up there for the picnic. We're not going to stay overnight, but then I'll go up there and spend some time there, probably Saturday there, but that's about it. Yeah, we have to get some bigger ones there. We got too many big heads in the club.
Yeah, like I said, mine fit. I had just a couple of clicks bigger than it wouldn't have, though, but I managed to make it. Oh, and Dave's saying he might come to breakfast if everyone is going to breakfast on Saturday. Dave, I'm going to try to, but I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm going to try to because it'll be the only time I got to this month, if so.
I haven't been up for breakfast at all. They've been working. Yeah, we'll probably stop for breakfast on the way up to the lake since it's that way, so that's probably what will happen. All right, like I said, it's been a beautiful day today. I'll tell you that, we had 75 down here. We'll catch you later. And Greg, good to see you Saturday. Good to see Paul there, too. Boy, I really tickled to see him back. KA0RM.
All right, Bob, but I think that Dave was talking about this coming Saturday. So, in any case, if you do go to breakfast this Saturday, bring his hat with him.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, like I said, I'll go to breakfast probably on the way up to Florida, but then, like I said, I'll bring a cat and we'll just go on from there to the lake.
Yeah, but that's not for 2 weeks. This coming Saturday is when he's talking about trying to come to breakfast.
Oh, okay, the 15th? Okay, well, that's Mama's birthday, so I got to pick her out for breakfast then. All right, I'll do it. I don't have anything planned right now. Okay, sorry.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate you checking in. And 73 to you. And we got one more on the NetLogger side. KE0NHL. Heather, how are you doing tonight? KE0NHL. Heather, go ahead. Well, I don't know. We've had problems before with Heather not being able to get in. It sounds like that might be the case. So, and I'm seeing that Sean is saying up here that Lawrence was trying to check in. So, Lawrence, go ahead, and if you're able to get in, I'm ready to take your check-in.
Yeah, nice to hear you on the net tonight. I was helping a guy with going from a straight talk phone to a jitterbug phone. I hadn't did one in a while. I spent about 2.5 hours on the phone talking with this person and that person, and finally at the end they thought they had enough information to start the changeover. And then they said it'd be 1 to 3 days during the changeover. So that's took up some of the afternoon. My brother found out on that Echolink app, like on Windows, it has a thing under nodes called users. And you can talk over Echolink without going through a repeater, person to person, just like over the internet. You go down to the users, and then you'll have a list of who's on the Echolink. You can click on them to connect, and then to transmit, you use, under the file up at the top, you use a lightning bolt emblem when you want to transmit. Click on it to transmit, and click on it when you stop transmitting. And you have ability, if they're both on Echolink at the same time, to just talk over the internet. So that was an interesting thing I didn't know about with the Echolink app.
Well, it is interesting. I don't know the first thing about Echolink. I've never used it, but that does sound neat. And there's a lot of things I think that we find that we use something for a long time and just didn't know all the functionality of it.
Well, I think about the closest link, Echolink here, is the WOEBE, whatever, up at the tower, Hammond's Tower in Springfield. And with the linear, I can reach it, but it was quite interesting. I never thought that feature was there or knew of it, and my brother happened to be doing some reading on Echolink and run across it. So it's a easy way to get hooked up real quick and have really good communication, and probably some privacy that way too. I guess you can do a conference that way too. You just don't want to go over 20 people or whatever that your internet connection allows on that.
Yeah, I may be incorrect on this, but I do believe that the 9.1 repeater up there is no longer hooked up with Echolink.
Well, my brother had run into that too, that the book is saying certain places are Echolink and are not showing up on the Echolink anymore. It may be a trend toward D-star or fusion type situation rather than the Echolink. But anyway, with the Echolink app, we had that experience this afternoon, and it was sort of neat to go over the internet without having to go through a repeater somewhere.
Well, that sounds pretty neat. I am glad you guys figured that out. And yeah, I think it's been about, maybe close to a year since the 9.1 had Echolink hooked to it. But it did used to, but they did some work on the repeater, and I think that was the end of that. So, in any case, did you have more for the net tonight?
Yeah, I had a pretty good day today. Busy, got necessary things done. I still have an electric project in the kitchen. I ordered a external DVD CD burner drive to get hooked up to a computer too, but I busier than I like sometimes, but I guess it's good to be busy and still get out and enjoy the weather some. I'll see if anyone else can check in. This is KE0LTG, Claire.
All right, Lawrence, very much appreciate you checking in tonight. It was good to hear from you. It was good to see you at the meeting. And so I think that it was a rather productive meeting at that, too. So it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the presentation that Chewy put on there. So I guess we'll say 73 to you. And I'm going to check back in and see if Heather got her machine going or not. Heather, how's it going? Have you got yours running yet? All right, not hearing Heather. Also, I saw that KE6GAE popped on and then back off of NetLogger. I just want to make sure that he wasn't thinking he could get in and give him a chance. All right, not hearing anything there either. So let's move on down. Oh, Dave's in St. Louis, so no, I don't know why he's definitely not getting into the repeater from there. So, in any case, we're at the bottom of the list. So, do I have any further check-ins for the D-star or D-star net?
Let's try this again. KE0 NHL. Is anybody hearing me?
KE0 NHL, Heather, I can hear you this time around.
Finally, I was about to wonder. That's why I said apparently nobody's hearing me on the repeater anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's you just seem to have a lot of trouble getting in from where you're at. Maybe might be something building in the way or something. I don't know, some obstruction or something. But you're coming in now.
Okay, yeah, I held the button down to get in this time too, but as I was trying to talk before and nobody was hearing me, I was trying to let the guy know that is looking for an HF radio. Remember that mail-in rebates are just that. That's not the price that you walk out the door with.
Oh, yeah, but eventually you get that money back, and that's what it all works out to.
Yeah, I've never done the mail-in rebate stuff. I had the option to do that when I bought the 4100, but it really wouldn't have been that much, even if I had, And the 4100 doesn't really cost that much to begin with, but I know a lot of people start with a 7300. It's great if you can afford one, but I've got 450D. It works fine for me.
Well, the 450D is what I started with also, and I liked it. It was a good radio. But the 7300 has a lot more functionality and a lot better sound to it than the 450D does. And also the FTDX10 has a better sound and more functionality to it too. But it's a matter of what you can afford, and at the time, that's all I could afford. So that's what I went with. And I liked it and had a good time. And really, other than like one or two states, that's what I got my Worked All States award with. So that was nothing wrong with that deal. In fact, actually, I think I got my entire Worked All States POTA with it. Completely with the 450D. So in any case, it was a good radio when I had it, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the 450 definitely has its quirks. One thing you may not know about that radio, and it's actually kind of neat, it does have a CW train mode on it, which is actually kind of a neat feature. But DSP filtering is okay, but I have found actually that the IPO and attenuator work a lot better than just the DSP filtering. Now, DSP filtering can do really good depending on where the signals are, but if you're trying to pull a signal out of something and it's already kind of weak, it's not really going to do much good. It'll bury it more, from what I've found anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it had all the same types of filters, or a lot of the same types of filters as the DX10 does. It just didn't work nearly as well. Like the notch filter, the digital noise reduction, all of those things, contour, were similar to what the DX10 has, but the function of them was not nearly as good.
Oh yeah, and especially with the contour filter, it doesn't really allow you to adjust it too much, and notch filter's kind of the same way. Now, the width of the signal you can adjust quite a bit. Dynamic noise reduction you can adjust quite a bit, but I think my biggest disappointment with that is actually the notch filter, because I'm used to, like especially with the older radios, being able to really hone in on that notch filter. So it's interesting, but one thing that I would like to get achieved with that radio is actually be able to get FT8 running with the signal link and on the laptop, and that's my biggest challenge at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to have Steve come over to the house and help me do that. It was quite the mess, and he spent quite a while trying to figure it all out too. So, but in any case, been up to anything else this week?
Well, not too much. I got my CERT meeting tomorrow night. I got to take Midnight to the vet tomorrow night, get her heartworm test tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be kind of a close crunch with her, because I've got a 4:45 appointment with her. So it's going to be kind of a crunch to get home and then head back out down to Ozark. But other than that, I need to get the grass mowed while I'm off and get that taken care of, at least in the front yard. And hopefully I can get the backyard tackled this week as well.
All right, sounds like you got your projects cut out for you. I had to take my dog into the vet today just for shots and stuff. Got his rabies shot and his boosters on everything else, so he's all good to go for a year. But in any case, I appreciate you checking in tonight, Heather. I'm going to say 73 to you. And we're back at the bottom of the list. Do I have any further check-ins for the OARS D-star net? All right, I'm going to put it out one final time. Any final check-ins for the D-star net? This is AE0OC. Please call now. Okay, not hearing anybody. It looks like we had 8 check-ins total, including myself. And that's a pretty respectable bunch for a unconnected repeater like this. I think that we're doing good. Had a few people there on the live stream. I think that most of them got mentioned. I don't think I said anything about Andy being on there. And let's see, HOD is on there. And I think that's Peter's on there. I think that's about the only ones I didn't already talk about that were on there. So appreciate you guys checking out the live stream too. So I'm going to say 73 to everybody, and I'm going to return this repeater back to normal operations.
Yeah, just a quick word, Wes, about this repeater. looks like we have two really good possibilities that we'll have our gateway access working before too long. We got one definite way that'll work, and we got another way that we're working on right now with the pre-existing hardware we already have. So fingers crossed, pretty quick we'll be having a gateway working. K0M80.
Well, that's excellent news there, Sean. I'm glad to hear that. I know that Dave has worked on it, and so it'd be nice to give him a little vindication when it is done. So we very much appreciate his help and everything that you've done to get it done too. So I'm going to say 73 to everybody and get this live stream shut down, and I'll catch you guys all on one of the repeaters after a while. AE0OC.